Everybody loves the Melt Method mini facelift, and why wouldn't you? Anything you can do, right, to help you improve the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, make you feel like you can lift your skin up, feel like you can plump up your lips and your eyes a little bit more. So why not, right? The first thing that I want you to do is to make sure that you've done the Melt Method hand treatment first. And the reason why is you're going to be moving the fluids from your hands up into your arms, your shoulders, into your neck, and then up into your face. You only have so much fluid, so you want to move it around your body. This is also a really great technique if you suffer with TMJ, migraines, if you have sinus issues. It just really helps to move the fluids through the face and through the sinuses. I mean, you really will feel much better. I have a great testimonial from a woman that had been in a very serious car accident, and she had had her mouth wired shut because she had broken her jaw. And after she had the wires taken out, she wasn't able to open her mouth, and she'd had all kinds of physical therapy and all kinds of procedures to help her do that. And she did the mini facelift with me, and she did a few other things, upper back glide and shear, the hand treatment, of course, but we were able to add the mini facelift at the end of her private, and it was amazing. She could open her mouth nice and wide, which she hadn't been able to do before. So lots of reasons to do the Melt Method therapeutically and aesthetically. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to take the large soft ball from your Melt Method kit, and I would use just that tool. It's a perfect tool for this. And you're going to be putting it against 3 places on your face. You're going to go into the mastoid process, which is that bony landmark behind your ear. You're going to go into your jaw, and you're going to go into your temple, and then you'll go back into the jaw and back into the mastoid process. It's actually a really simple technique. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to take the ball into my mastoid process, and I'm going to lean my head over onto the ball. I have my elbow resting on the table, and I'm just going to allow my body to relax, and I'm going to slowly draw some circles with the ball against the mastoid process. And if you notice that it feels a little tender, just lighten the load. You're only getting into what we call the superficial layer of tissue, so you're not getting very deep. So I usually count to about 20 as I do this. I was a Pilates instructor and a fitness instructor, so I'm bad at actually counting, so it's a guess. And I'm going to hold that ball still, and I'm going to take 2 focused breaths. And now I'm going to move the ball into my jaw. And again, if it feels tender, I want you to lighten the pressure, and you could even move the ball in a slightly different area, but you do want to kind of get right on that jaw. It's not surprising for people to have jaw pain. I want you to recognize if you have pelvic issues as well, because often they go hand in hand. So if the pelvis is out of alignment, the jaw can be out of alignment too. And how do you get that pelvis to be better? Do the Melt Method. Okay, so I've counted to about 20, and then I'm going to hang out here, and I'm just going to take a couple of nice focused breaths, and I'm just going to relax. And from here, I'm going to take the ball up into my temple, and I'm going to do the same thing. And again, nice and easy. We have a tendency to hold a lot of stress in the temple, especially if you're working on your computer or if you're squinting or concerned or worried. So again, I'm just drawing some nice, easy circles. I'm keeping my shoulders relaxed. And then I'm going to hang out here, and I'm going to take 2 focused breaths. So let's go back to the jaw. And I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to wait. Bring it back to the mastoid. I'm going to hold it and wait. And from here, you could go ahead and do the other side, but I think it's kind of fun to go ahead and rinse that tissue and see how it feels. Like I can already feel that things are changing over on this right hand side of my face. I can see it as I look at myself in my computer. But to rinse, you're going to take your fingers from the middle of your forehead out towards the edge. I'm going to take my fingers gently from my cheek down towards my jaw. So can you see how it looks more lifted on this side? So crazy. And then I'm going to take my fingers from kind of the side of my neck in towards the center, towards my collarbone. And this is the direction that the fluid flows, your lymph, so you're moving that fluid. So it's also really good for your neck. So can you see like this side of my face just feels like it's got a lift, and this side, it looks kind of like a little bit droopy on this side. I also feel like the color looks a little nicer on this side. I feel like my eye looks like it's a little bit more open. Even my smile looks a little different. Looks a little different on this side. So let's go ahead and do the other side because we don't want to walk around like this all day. So I'm going to take the ball into my mastoid process over here on the left. I let the weight of my head just be, relaxed into the ball. And I'm going to do my special Pilates instructor 20 count. So that's kind of a guess. Usually it's because I'm trying to make it funny and tell jokes during class, but I'm just going to relax, chat with you. And I'm going to draw some gentle circles. And remember, again, you don't want it to be forceful. It's just a light touch. The weight of your head and your hand is enough. And then I'm going to hang out here and I'm going to wait for a couple of breaths and just relax. Shh, Tink, shh. She doesn't know what we're recording. And then I'm going to move the ball into my jaw. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just resting my head in my hand and just relaxing my shoulders. I'm going to hold it here and I'm going to wait 2 breaths. Move the ball up into the temple when you're ready. And about a 20 count. And hold it and wait. Back into my jaw. And then hold it still and wait. And then back again into the mastoid process. So just that bony landmark behind the ear. Remember, there's no pain. It's a light touch. This is all a shear technique, just breaking up dry and viscous fluid that accumulates in these areas. I'm going to hold the ball still and wait. And then let's rinse this side too. So I'm going to take my hand and go from the center of my forehead and just sweep it out to the side. From my cheek down towards my jaw. Just a light touch. And then I go from the neck in towards the collarbones at the front. And then you could do both at the same time, just like a little flick. And then bring it in. And then you can run your hands right down the center of your face. And this is a watershed area. There. So I just feel like it looks really bright and fresh. Anytime you're going to be putting your makeup on, it's a great thing to do beforehand. Anytime you want to feel refreshed. I've been caught driving and doing the mini facelift. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. But that's it. Simple.